Hey everybody, it's Jess Kisser, your peer tutor and host of the IDS 100 workshops. Welcome. And for those of you who this is your first class, congratulations and welcome. That's me. And I am a history, humanities, and natural science peer tutor here at SNHU. I've been a peer tutor for almost 2 years. I graduated with my BA in history early last year from SNHU, and I am now in the Master's Public History program. I was a pharmacist for a lifetime and kind of lost my passion, so I kind of just decided to pursue my history degree with no real end goal in mind, just kind of a bucket list thing, and now here I am. So that's me, and I'll tell you a little bit about peer tutoring and what we do. Online peer tutoring is free, of course, and is available in most subjects and is appointment based. We are all work limited hours, so we hope that we have enough hours that you can find what you need. The platform's exactly like the workshops. For those of you watching the video, that's not very helpful. But hopefully when you come to a workshop in person, you'll see what I mean. What we do is we help you understand concepts, the milestones, and decipher the elusive and complicated rubrics. We cannot grade your assignments. Look over for clarity, read them, look at grammar. The online writing coaches are awesome and they can help you there. Believe me, they are amazing. I use them all the time. And so I'm going to kind of briefly tell you how to find peer tutoring and other resources that are available to you as a student here at SNHU. If you go in Brightspace and at the end of your modules, which yours will end at 8, I took a screenshot of mine, and in the master's program we have 10 modules, but pretend you see module 8 there, and underneath that will be academic support. If you click on that, it will take you to a page that has the where you can upload your paper and you get feedback within 48 hours. Schedule a workshop one-on-one appointment, visit your learning community, drop-in tutoring, net tutor, smart thinking, the online writing center. So there's so many resources available to you. So I highly recommend, if you haven't yet, go in there and look around and kind of play with it until you are comfortable. So finding workshop schedules isn't too terribly hard, but if you go to my.snhu.edu, go down to academic support right there, that's highlighted in that goofy looking purple or blue circle. I draw like a first grader. My apologies to any first graders. So you can click there, and that's just a close-up, and it will take you to what's on the top. You can click on liberal arts. It takes you to the liberal arts learning community, which I hope all of you have been there and look around. It has workshop schedules right there up in the upper left hand corner. You click on that and it takes you to there, and you just scroll up and down. There's history, IDS, vital skills, which I highly recommend as well. Those are amazing. Andrew does a really good job on those on Thursday nights. Sometimes I make a guest appearance. But you can just play around with that as well. I think that's the easiest way to get there. But we can go over that in more detail if you want to. Just ask. Let's get to the good stuff. The reason you're here. Alright, so what to expect in week 1 of IDS 100? We're just getting familiar with what the liberal arts are, what it means, the 4 lenses you're going to be working with, and also finding sources in the Shapiro Library and what all is offered in the Shapiro Library. So what do you think the liberal arts are, and what does it all mean? The dictionary defines liberal arts as academic subjects such as literature, philosophy, mathematics, and social and physical science, as distinct from professional and technical subjects. So basically everything that's not STEM. So in IDS 100, we're going to use lenses to go over the main branches of the liberal arts: history, humanities, natural sciences, and social sciences. And we will use research methods that include the use of scholarly sources, found in the Shapiro Library. So this is what week 1 looks like. The main thing you need to concentrate on, of course you do everything, but you have your short response, information literacy in your life. We recommend that you turn that in on Friday, but it's absolutely due by Sunday. And we have those 2 different dates because you can get feedback from your instructor, and sometimes they will let you resubmit. So keep that in mind. It's a really good way to add extra points to your grade. But the 4 lenses we use in the liberal arts are perspectives that are included, and we use them. They're history, humanities, social, and natural sciences. And these are going to be useful in all courses that you take because you're going to look at things through different perspectives. One of the hallmarks of an educated, open-minded person is the ability to recognize and appreciate the value of looking through these different lenses to arrive at informed views, which is so important this day and age. We're going to begin to look through these lenses while you learn to find relevant information to support your views. And to do this, you'll complete 3 related assignments that will walk you through the process of finding information on a topic of interest to you and on viewing this topic through the different lenses to get a larger picture of the topic and its impact on you and, of course, on society. So briefly, the 4 lenses are the humanities, which covers arts, whether it be the written word, performing arts, which could be television, movies, theater, the opera, art, of course, just everything really, philosophy, theology. Sometimes antiquity is in the humanities just because of we look at it more as art. Where it also can be in history. History and the humanities intertwine a whole lot. And of course, history. That's the most familiar lens to people. It's just the study of our past. And historians use materials such as books, newspapers, magazines, diaries, photographs, art, artifacts, etc. to trace events and look at patterns. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for themes and trends. Because we're concerned with, why things happen the way they did and how can we watch and make sure they do not happen again. The social sciences are about why we act the way we do in society. While humanities also studies human action, social sciences is more specific at our social relationships and our relationships within society. When thinking about social sciences, think of all the ways we interact with the people around us. And the natural sciences, of course, can include astronomy, geology, chemistry, physics, biology, oceanography, environmental science, and sometimes computer science. This is more research-based and more concerned with hypotheses, testing and proving results through direct data and not just written data as we use like in history and the humanities. And social sciences is data-based, but natural sciences has that hypotheses, which kind of sets it apart from everything else. Alright, so using the Shapiro Library. I know we like to think that it does, but Google doesn't have everything that we need. But looking through information on the internet can be exhausting and overwhelming because there's literally millions of items, websites, and more to wade through when searching the internet, and it can be overwhelming to find what you need, never mind evaluate it to see if it's authoritative or credible, which we'll get into more next week. When you search through the library's resources, you can be assured that they have been vetted by the librarians who are amazing. You won't see Wikipedia or History.com, Breitbart, CNN.com, or none of that. So evaluating potential sources is easier starting in our library. And our wonderful, brilliant librarians are available and ready to help you at any point in your research process. They're available 24 hours a day, and they are fast, like really fast. And down there, that link is LibGuides that kind of shows you all of this and goes into a little more detail about the library and what exactly is offered. Our library uses a ton of databases, and it grows more all the time. And a database is just a searchable repository of journal articles, newspapers, magazines, and other scholarly resources. And scholarly resources are typically peer-reviewed and vetted for any misinformation. They want to make sure that they're as credible as possible. As mentioned before, Google does not have access to much of the credible information available. And many types of authoritative information requires payment of some kind, but using the databases that we have is free and you have access to millions of these resources. So the databases can be multidisciplinary, such as the Academic Search Ultimate, or subject specific, as Business Source Ultimate. A database will give you both abstract only, no full text, and records with full text. I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions about that over the next few weeks, and we'll get more into that as we go along. The A to Z database list, I think, is the easiest to use. Just the multi-search function is the easiest. It goes through the A to Z database and looks for what you need. Sometimes it has duplicates, but you can just click, check a little mark on the left hand side that says no duplicates, and then that will get that out of there. But yeah, the multi-search database is going to be the most commonly used one because it searches for everything, and it searches, like I said, all of the databases. So it's really fast, it's easy, it's really good to use when you're first starting out. And as you get more used to the library and how it's laid out and how it works, then you can kind of move on to the A to Z database list when you're comfortable. So your short answer assignment this week, you have to watch the video Life in the Information Age, and it discusses the various ways that the information age has changed the way we seek out and process information. In the checkpoint activity that you completed after watching the video, you rated your confidence with various tasks that you may encounter in your daily life. So thinking about all of that in 2 to 3 sentences, yes, 2 to 3 sentences, try to keep it under 4. At this point, we want you to start to try to say what you need to say in 2 to 3 sentences. You're going to see that so much in your first set of classes. Everything's going to be 2 to 3 sentences because we want you to get your thoughts out succinctly, and have every sentence needs to be heavy. So, but if you don't get it this time, that's okay. You're just starting, so we don't expect perfection at this point. Do your best. Just try to keep it under a paragraph. So what you're going to do is discuss the importance of developing information literacy skills, and how might having these strong literacy skills impact your academic or professional career. Be honest. You don't necessarily have to worry about citing this week if you're not comfortable. If you are comfortable with citing and are comfortable with APA, that's wonderful. Use it. And if not, then you don't have to, because we're going to get more into that. But that is your main assignment for this week. Do your best. Try to get it in on Friday, and then hopefully you'll get some feedback, and then you can make corrections and get it back in by Sunday. But that's all for me. That's all for this week, and I will see you next week.